Yes, guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan, bringing you the preview and everything else you need to know for Tottenham versus Manchester United tomorrow with special guest Will Stewart from Stewart THFC Rats. How are you keeping, Will?
Doing good. Thanks for having me on, David.
Danny Kiriakou, how are you keeping, my man?
I'm very well, David. Thanks for having me as always, mate.
No problem at all, my man. Bob, how are you keeping, lad, from bobspur TV?
Fighting fit as always, mate. Fighting fit.
That's what I like to hear. And Scotty from Chicken Ball Pod, how are you keeping, my man?
Doing well, my friend. Glad to be here.
No, I'm glad to have you back. Thanks very much for giving up your time, everybody on the panel, for coming on and doing this tonight. Look, don't forget to smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, grab a channel membership. The link is in the description below, along with all the boys' social medias and YouTube accounts and everything else as well. If you need to, if you want to contact them or find them for anything. Also, get your super chats in, lads. It really does help the channel grow and go to the very, very top, and also helps out when the chat gets busy. And it's a great way to show your appreciation for the channel as well. I also want to keep my deal with channel members, so I'll just give them a shout out. Arthur Everett, Adam Fox, Spartan 7 Gaming, Jordan Stevens, Elliot Walsh, Wayne Bonner, Matthew Collins, Will Stewart, THFC Rants, Brian Daigle, Wayne Winter, Joe Grimes, Premier Hotspur TV, Full of Faladin, Danny Kiriakou, Dolphins Cry, Nathan Callow, Kieran MacDonald, Salary Agent, bobspur TV, the BG, TJ Lewis, Kev Williams, Rob C, John McCauley, Clegg UK, Jack Kaneki, James Watson, The Smasher, Mary McGee, Brian C, and the Tottenham teacher. Big up, everybody. And let's see who we have in the building here as well before we get into it. We have Mr. K. He says, hashtag come on you Spurs, hashtag Harris Army. Getting ready to see Man United get another kick in. Ollie and his penalty gifted squad really need a good reality check. 4-1, I think we'll run riot with their defence and midfield. I hope so, Mr. K. Wayne Bonner says here, Kane won't leave Aurier at right back and go with a 4-3-3. Big up, Wayne Bonner. 100% we'll be touching on all of that stuff, my man. Thank you so much for the super chat. And Wayne Bonner back again with another super chat. He says, someone tell Ollie Shoeshiner my work boots are still dirty. No, don't worry, Wayne. Just wait outside the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium around 4 o'clock when the bus arrives, and he'll be there with the shoe polish. Don't worry, my man. We have ATM Nerd. We have the Mountie. We have Shamu. We have Premier Hotspur TV. We have Joseph Cattle. We have Emily Dunn. Inot Nursh. Alex. Big up, Alex. We have THSC Fan Bible. We have NB. We have Peter from the Lane. We have Matthew Macy. Big up, Matthew Macy. We have Dan N. We have George Tottenham Fan. Big up, everybody. I don't think I've missed anybody. Big up, everybody, for coming in and joining us. Thank you so much. But look, we'll get into it. We're going to tell you everything you need to know. So look, we're at home. We're in our brand new shiny Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I hope these players, really know how lucky they are to be able to play in this palace. Kickoff is at 4:30 p.m. Come and join. Where you can watch it as well, lads. You can watch it on the We Are Tottenham TV watch long. But why not come and join me on the pre-match pump-up show at 3 p.m. On We Are Tottenham TV, where I will be taking you through the lineups, getting the fans' opinions, getting you on the show beforehand as well for the upcoming game, and bringing you all the way through to the live watch along with Ben and Sim. And I'm calling on you, the Harris Army, like you always do, to get over and show me the support. Get in the comment section, absolutely dominate it, and make it feel like home for me. So thank you very much, everyone, in advance. That does get across. But lads, we're going to get straight into it now with a bit of team news. Look, Davies is out with an ankle problem, which he picked up before the international break, and Doherty is out with a massive injury, which he picked up playing for the Republic of Ireland. But that's the team, and we'll start with Will and go around the panel. Is that blessing in disguise, really?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a blessing in disguise. Before I get into that, though, I want to say that membership list has gotten a lot longer, but I'd like to see it, twice as long. So if you haven't, go ahead and hit that link that's pinned to the top of the chat and join the membership here, because I'm telling you, David works hard to put out good content for us. But yeah, as far as but as far as those two guys being out, I mean, at least he doesn't have to make up an excuse in the press conference afterwards for not playing him, right? So I think it's a good deal.
Yeah, it's not bad, Danny.
Yeah, it's one of those things there where it's a horrible thing to say. Like, you wish someone to be injured. But it's like, in a way, for us, it's actually good news for us, really. I think having them two not play is probably the best thing possible at this moment. It's just if you see them playing in that team, it just it gives you even more heartache and more heart pain. I'm telling you, that's a stressful
100%.
night thinking about Doherty on the right, mate.
Yeah, no, look, I'll be able to sleep easy tonight, that's for sure. What about you, Bob?
Yeah, I'm a bit worried what to say about Jose because I'm so close to his crotch. So, no, I think he had the most unintentional. Yeah, he had the most unintentional comedic moment of the weekend when at the beginning of the press conference he was asked, "So Jose, any news about the team?" And he goes, "Yeah, good news." I can't do his accent. He went, "Yeah, good news. Doherty and Davis are out." We're like, "Hey." So yeah, I'm sure he didn't mean it that way.
I was expecting Joe Sacramento to come out with the party poppers.
That's it, yeah, mate. We had a party poppers out. So no, great, good news. I would obviously, all joking aside, we wouldn't wish anyone to have a serious injury, but I think it just doesn't leave Jose with much options, and hopefully play the correct fullbacks that are required against an average Man United team.
No, 100%. I agree with that, Bob. And big up William McKenzie as well, new channel member. Welcome to the Hard channel, my man. You won't regret it. I want to see you next Friday on the fan show, my man. Scotty,
everyone, come and join the Harris Army.
Yep.
That's it.
Scotty?
Yeah. I honestly don't think that Doherty being out is going to affect much. I think I expect the back four that statistically has given us the best results all season, and actually that's Aurier, Toby, Sanchez, and Reguilon. So I think Aurier is going to start either way. So I really don't think this changes much. What it does do is it, like somebody said, I can't remember who, it keeps Jose from having to answer a difficult question, which we all know what we got in Jose. I want him here. I'm going to get into that, right? But we know that the less questions he's asked in the press, the better things are going to be. So, that's the positive here, I think.
No, 100%. Look, feel free to go into your Jose opinion there if you want before we get into questions on the team news.
Yeah, I've been accused of being a Jose fanboy a fair few times in the last couple of weeks, but I'm just at the point now where I've been through too many projects. I've been through too many resets. We've got a world-class manager who, at his last position, won 3 trophies. And I think the fact that we're on the cusp of our greatest ever Premier League season, to be honest, it is, just asinine to me that we're at this point where I heard somebody tell me that this is worse than when Poch was sacked, and I just couldn't wrap my head around that comment, and all love to anyone that feels that way. I'm not here to come up people's opinions, but we just can't afford to sack Jose and bring somebody who's never won a trophy, and we just cannot do that right now. So Jose in, let's get that League Cup in top 4 and up the Spurs.
Anyone else want to respond?
It doesn't matter, does it? I mean, it doesn't matter if we win the Carabao Cup or the top 4. If the board aren't going to be on board with Jose's vision, then it means F all, mate. It means F all.
No question.
If Jose, because I mean, if he has, because no matter how you look at it, it needs a rebuild. He's going to need funding this summer. If he has a shit finish to the season, he needs to go to the board and say, right, I've had a crap finish to the season. I need some money. If he has a really good finish to the season, he's going to go to the board and say, look, what I've done with a really shit squad or average squad. Give me some money. Let me build on it. It means nothing. All the pressure is on the board. Or everything. Thank you. Everyone, all the fans are looking at a board this summer. So Jose can do whatever he wants. And I've always said to you, regardless of my thoughts on Jose, I want him to be the best manager Spurs have ever had. Because I'm Spurs him. But it means fuck all, mate, if the board I'm gonna help him out. It means
dead on,
nothing.
yeah. You're spot on. Couldn't agree more.
I've got my issues with Jose. That's a whole different issue. The fact we haven't got an identity at the moment, but that's down to the players, the average players' performances. But like I say, he needs a rebuild. That's quite evident. But no matter what he does, if the board aren't going to see, if a manager and the board don't have the same vision, it's never going to work. Never going to work.
Yeah. No, I agree with that, Bob or Will or Danny. Do you want to say anything to that?
Yeah, I agree, completely agree. I think it's like any manager you bring in, no one's going to be able to manage the bunch of donkeys that we got in our club. Like it just all of them, a lot of them are just pathetic, mate. They're just absolute joke and don't deserve to be wearing that shirt. Honestly, like probably all of us could do a better job than some of those players, and at least put some effort into it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's
certainly show more passion. You're right, Dan.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like. Yeah, they're just some of them are there just for their paycheck, and no matter who you bring in, I'm like people keep saying, "Oh, another manager, right?" But I know everyone's got their problems with Jose, but just you got to go back to looking at when Pep went into Man City, right? His first season, he could not get them better than where they were, and he said to the board, the only way you're going to get better is by spending money and getting the players. And he went and got who he wanted to get, right? And then they won the title the following season. And Liverpool, it took Klopp, was it 3 years to get where he was, to get to a point where the team was actually going to start competing. They were shocking. Do you not remember we battered them at Wembley 4-1? I was at that game. That unbelievable game that was.
Turning point, wasn't it?
That was a turning point for them. They were like, enough's enough. We can't be getting beat by Spurs. And what did they go and do? They went and bought in the January or the season. I'm not sure if that season, but they went and bought Van Dijk, and then in the following summer they went and bought Alisson, and then that was it. The rest is history. So no matter who you bring in, nothing's going to change unless, like Bob said, the board fucking change their ideas and actually back the manager. And if they do decide to sack him if he doesn't get top 4. Then we're going to be regressing another 5 years. That's how I see it.
I don't think it's a case of sacking as well, Dan. You know, for Jose's own benefit. If he goes to the board at the end of the season and he says, "Look, I need some money," they say no. I think it's for Jose's own benefit. He should walk away.
I agree.
It'd be best for Jose to just move on, because he's not a manager who brings the youth through or make average players really fantastic. He makes good players elite, but he doesn't make average players good.
That's exactly what I always say.
And so you know, regardless of regarding Jose being sacked or not, I think it'll be a case of is Jose's right for the job, purely and simply, is will he have the tools to make the squad better? So at the end of the season, if the board say no, we ain't got no money, it'd be in his best interest to say, all right, see you later, fuck off.
Yeah, it was like Poch, at the end of his tenure, right? After that Champions League final in that summer, he knew he needed a big rebuild, and he called for it, and they'd never backed him the way that they should have backed him. And you could see that his life was drained out of him. Like, he just looked like a complete different man on the touchline. He just looked completely like he looked like dejected. He looked like he was done. Like, he looked like there was nothing more he could give. And when you got someone like that, and then the inevitable happens, which is what he gets sacked. And it's like, and then do you know what? Yeah, it's just do you know what? Actually, I would love to see PSG win the Champions League, purely for the fact it was like a big slap in that Daniel Levy's fucking face. Honestly,
I mean, but for me, it's like, why with the players that we have, what's the point in getting rid of him? I mean, you could hire Jose Mourinho, you could, hire Nagelsmann, or you could go out and hire Ted Lasso, for crying out loud, right? It's not going to make a difference.
Great TV series, by the way.
Yeah, it's a good show.
No doubt. Yeah.
It's not going to make a difference with the players that we have on the pitch. So,
exactly.
Especially if the board's not going to back any of them.
Especially your favorite player, Will Lamela. He's like your favorite player, mate.
I love Lamela.
I love Lamela too, man. I'm there with you. But yeah, I got to get on it too, because
I just have a couple of super chats to get through there, lads. Wayne Bonner says, time for Levy to cough up and finally back a manager and gave a team to go with to the stadium. And the big mentality. No, 100%. I fully agree with you. I think every Spurs fan, Josie in, Josie out, they all agree with that. It is time for Levy to cough up and finally get behind the manager and get this sorted out. They can't keep swapping and changing managers. We don't want to go down the Arsenal route. And we have Colin Lumsden here. He says, if we win the midfield battle, will we win the game? If we don't, the leaky defence will crumble under the pressure.
Yeah,
100%.
100%. Spot on.
Everyone, the whole panel agreeing with you. So far, I'm awarding you super chat of the day. They all jumped to agree with you, my man. So you must have said something like, big up, big up, Bonner.
I've been talking about the midfield since Sunday night of last week, and I caught a lot of heat for it at first. And I mean, for me, it's that I think that's absolutely key. We can't be giving away possession 35, 36, 40 times a match in the midfield. It's just grant, especially with the defense in shambles it is in. I mean, but even if it was a great defense, that's going to be a hard task for any defense to handle, giving the ball away that many times in your defensive third. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
I kind of look at the midfield. Jose's most successful teams, he frequently does use two sitters, and interestingly enough, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter calling for Dyer to start alongside PEH. I think even saying that's going to catch some heat, right, and cause some controversy. But anybody think there's anything to that, or is just horse shit?
I think we should start with Winks. If I'm honestly, I think we should start. No, I'm joking.
You're sinking my chest, Bobby.
I just take this super chat from Timman007 as well quickly, lads. He says, if Kane was to leave, do you think we can trust Levy to replace him? Remember, we sold our last top striker, Berbatov, and Levy gave us Fraser Campbell.
Yes, Campbell.
He's going to buy what's that lad at Bournemouth? Who's the striker at Bournemouth? I forgot his name now.
King.
Joshua. Yeah, he'll go buy King. That's who he'll buy. And then what he'll say is, "Oh, I've got no money. We've got no funds. It's a pandemic. We ain't got money." That's what he'll say.
Yeah, no. We'll get about 150 million. 100 million will go to clearing debts over the pandemic, and then we'll get 50 million.
Yeah, £3.45, mate. We'll see a bit.
The packet of
100%. But big up, Timman007. Thank you so much, my man. Well, lads, look. So we have a chance to do the first double over United since the 89-90 season under Terry Venables. Do you think we can do it? And we'll start with Will and go around the panel again.
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
So Spurs have the first chance to do the double over United in the league since the 89-90 season under Terry Venables. Do you think we'll do it? Do you think we'll beat United on Sunday?
I think that as long as the midfield's pass percentage jumps above 85%, absolutely, all day. I think when our midfield's on form and they're playing quickly and precisely and they're not losing the ball every 5 seconds or not giving away easy passes, I think we're probably one of the hardest teams in the league to beat, to be honest with you. But it really comes down to how they're going to perform. And my hope is that since they didn't have a midweek game, right? Maybe they've had a little bit of a chance, inter squad wise, to kind of squash a lot of this beef, right? This is my hope, that the players are mature enough to realize that this is the time where they need to put the beef behind them and play for the badge and go out and get results. That's my hope. We'll find out tomorrow.
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's the same. I think if they win that midfield battle, I think we've all said it. I think we could win the game, but at the moment, I can't see us winning that game. I just don't feel. I think the same Spurs is going to turn up. That the same Spurs have turned up for the last 4 Premier League matches, and yeah, it's so disheartening, right? Because you don't want to bet against your team. I never like to do that, but I'm not saying we're going to lose, but I'm saying I don't think we're going to win. I think it's going to be a draw tomorrow.
Oh, Bob.
I think I've been saying 2-1 all week, Dave. With regards to the midfield, I mean, I think we spoke about it the other day. We're better on the ball, especially with the likes of Ndombele compared to the McFreds of. But what you mentioned was right. They've got a bit more energy, haven't they? So I think we need to certainly try and not mash that, but try and work our way around the energy that they'll have a bit more than what was. Having said that, mate, Pierre runs till the end, and Dembele, when he wants, he can take on about 52 players in one go. So. It's all about how we set up in that midfield. Do we play 3 side by side and not worry about a number 10? Do we Lo Celso in instead of Lucas and keep it a bit tighter? But like Will said, midfield's going to be a big battle. It's just the only thing that worries me after you mentioned it is their energy in midfield, because McTominay's proper underrated. He is underrated in my opinion.
Yeah, totally.
Mourinho bought him through as well. But look, with Bob, we'll definitely get your thoughts a bit later on there on what way you think we should set up line-up wise and that. But Scott, what do you think? Do you think we have the chance of doing the double?
Yeah, I'm having a hard time putting my finger on how I feel, but I think I can say that I'm at the point where I've looked at this season and our best football, we were top of the table, was a really stale, low block style of football. It wasn't pretty. Didn't win over a ton of Spurs fans, but we were sitting in first, and I'm just ready to go back to that. I think let Kane and Son do their thing, and I think it was right around the time that we started to open up a bit. Kane went down, everything kind of unraveled, and if we can get back to what we were doing, I think we can win tomorrow. But when you look at our squad, we've got world-class attackers and a very average defense that cannot defend individually. They have to defend as a unit. We've just got to play a low block and get through this season. So if we do that tomorrow, I think we can win, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I want to add something on that, right? Sorry,
yeah.
David. The thing is, right, Man United this season as well, right? They've been very counter-attacking football. They've been playing a lot of counter-attacking football, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of the same for us. So it's kind of like how the game was last season when we had the restart after the restart, right, in the UK, and where it was just like a game where just no one wanted to go for the win. It just looked like no one wanted to take risks. And I honestly think it's going to be a similar game tomorrow because Man United don't want to lose, right? They've gone unbeaten in a year, and they've drawn a lot of games, and that's because they're not brave. They don't play brave football at the moment. They just like either try and sort of nick a sort of what's the word, like a. Oh, I've just lost it. They just want to try and find an opportunity, don't they? Right, and I think that's kind of similar to how we're probably going to play tomorrow, because I don't think, even though Jose might set him up to play attacking football, for me, I think there's an element of fear in that team, and I think they're going to naturally drop back and play like a low block. But whether or not we're going to utilize our chances when we have them, that's another story. So that's why I feel it's just going to be I think it's going to be like a 1-1. That's what I think, to be honest.
I mean, the logic's there, yeah.
We'll definitely touch that on that now in a little bit. I do have a couple of other questions I want to get to first. But I just have a couple of super chats I need to get to as well. Wayne Bonner says, imagine if you'd back Martin Yole. Højbjerg needs support. Toby and Roden in defence. Maybe Tanganga with Pierre to help him and the defence. Højbjerg, he does need support in there. I just hope, look, I think Ndombele will be ready. I've always said it on the Matty Hayes channel. I think expect a performance from Ndombele tomorrow. Toby and Roden in defence, I agree with you. We're going to get onto that. And Swell at right back, we're going to get onto that as well, Wayne. But big up for the super chat, my man. Really do appreciate it. Spandan Samaran says Spurs are 18th in the EPL on money spent in the last 5 years. Yeah, look, we're not surprised. We're not surprised, Spandan Samaran. Thank you so much for that, man. I really do appreciate it. Wayne Bonner's going big. He thinks we're going to win 3-0. Big up, Wayne. And then we have Colin Lumsden as well. He says another Højbjerg type in the midfield would be a big help. Neves from Wolves, maybe. Neves is a good shout, actually. Neves is a good shout. But we have Ali Skip coming back. So that's crucial for us. But big up Colin Lumsden. But Neves is a good shout, a name that no one's really touted around in a while. But lads, look, with Doherty out, who's going to play at right back, Harry or Tanganga? And we'll start with Will again, and we'll work right around the panel.
I'd like to see Aurier play. I really would. I don't think he's going to, though. I think it's going to be Tanganga again, which I'm not upset about. I just don't think that Tanganga has going forward what Aurier has. So I guess it just really depends on for me on Reguilon's performance. If it's first half of the season Reguilon, then Tanganga and right back kind of playing a little bit further back, doing that kind of split that Jose seems to like to do. I think would be okay. But if Reguilon is struggling, then I would say you probably have to bring Aurier in for the second half and have Reguilon kind of sit back or something. I don't know. You just got to have those fullbacks overlap.
Yeah. 100%. Danny?
Yeah, for me, Aurier, right back, there's no question about it. As much as I think Tanganga is a good prospect and you want him to be given minutes, for me, in a game like this tomorrow, if you look at it, right, Aurier's played very well against the big six this season. He's actually done surprisingly well. I know we all know Aurier's got a mistake in him, right? But he's probably had his best season ever at Spurs in terms of apart from the few mishaps he's had. But defensively, he's got better under Mourinho, and that's saying something because we don't have a lot of other options who are better than him, to be honest. And for me, all day, Aurier has to start tomorrow. He has to start. There's no other player I think I want to see there.
Yeah, no. Look, for me, I just think with Tanganga, I like him and I do want to see him play right back in a lot of the games this season. But just for me, take him out of the United game, put Aurier in. That's just my opinion on it. Just quickly before we get Bob's opinion, Sue Smith says, wish I could muster up some enthusiasm, not confident at all. First of all, Sue Smith, great to see you back. Second of all, I muster up the enthusiasm. If you have any shoes in the wardrobe that have a few scuff marks on them, to make your way to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, 4 p.m, United bus will arrive. Ole Gunnar shoe shiner, he'll be out there and he'll shine them for you. That'll definitely make your day and give the enthusiasm. But sorry, Bob, who do you want to see it right back?
Mate, I'm honestly fine with either. I think you can make a convincing argument for both. Tanganga probably is a bit more solid, whereas Aurier gives a bit more going forward. Me personally, it's a personal opinion. I never wanted Aurier to see him in a Tottenham shirt again after he walked out on us in half time against Liverpool, but that's just a personal thing. But Tanganga, I'm up for it, mate. Purely and simply, he's one of our own, isn't he? He's come through the academy. He's one of our young players, but appreciated right now. The results are more important than a bit of, loving towards a young player that's coming through. So, hence the reason we're not fussed about Winks. But no, Aurier or Tanganga, I'll be fine with either.
Yeah, no. Fair enough. Sky.
Yeah, I think I'll add to Bob. I don't like Aurier too much. I'm not a fan of him. I think his decision making both on and off the field are highly suspect, dating back to his time at PSG. Some things that I just can't stand by that he did down there as well. But I do think if I look at all our back fours, I said it earlier, that the back four of Aurier, Toby, Sanchez, and Reguilon has secured the most points for Tottenham this season. And so I'm going to say Aurier, and I'm not going to dissect it any more than that. We need points. We have 8 games left, and every single point, 24 of them are crucial.
It's the best out of a bad bunch.
Yeah. You're right, Dan.
Yeah, it is 100%. Look, lads, we have 90 people watching in the house there now. Do feel free to get your super chats in, get your comments in. I'm not stupid to know that, not everybody's in the situation. I will get your comments up on screen anyway. But the super chats really do help the channel. But look, lads, next question. Who do you want to see as your centre-back pairing? Me personally, I want to see Toby and Roden, but I do think you probably will see Sanchez and Roden. That's just my opinion. But we'll start with you. What do you think?
Yeah, for the centre-back pairing, for me, I'd rather see Toby and Rodon. Again, I think at this point in the season, especially where we are with what we have, I think it's time to throw politics out the door and just go with your best squad to get the 3 points. You can mess around with that stuff after in the summer break, when we're trying to rebuild the squad. I would if I was Jose, I would look him straight in the eye and I'd say, look, I don't forgive you, but right now this is more important, and we'll pick this up in the summer.
Yeah.
I think that's the adult thing to do. Do I think that might happen? I don't know. I'm not too confident in that, but if it's not them, honestly, fair play. Sanchez was awful at the weekend, but although I think that a Rodon Tanganga pairing at some point would be a good shout, I think it's way too early for that now. So
yeah.
And do we 100%. Look at Dyer? I mean, he's horrible,
God, no.
But
not that fridge. Not that fridge.
No, Moon Boots can't play.
Get that
season.
Get that fridge. Get that fridge out the club. Get that fridge out of the club. You need to go.
What time is it there? What time do you start drinking, mate?
That's how in shambles our back line is right now.
Hey, you need to drink to get through the game.
Yeah. 8 a.m. for me, man. I'll be drinking at 8 a.m.
Smash that like button. Danny, what's your opinion? Who do you want to see at centre back?
I think I said it. I think for me, Toby and Roden. That's who I want to see. I think majority of Spurs fans, from what I've seen, is Toby and Roden. It's because I don't think he actually ever used them together, has he? I don't think he
Once,
actually
I think.
Is it once?
Yeah.
Who was that again?
They played together a couple times, I think.
Yeah, I think twice maybe. They look good. Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, for me, yeah, Toby and Roden. I know Sanchez, barring that last game, he's been better lately, and again, that's saying a lot for someone of his standards who's not very good at all. But I mean, we haven't got much options, have we? So we can. For me, if Jose doesn't go with Toby tomorrow, I think Toby's done at Spurs. Honestly, this is the game you play Toby in. This is the game you play Toby in. This is where you want your best actual defender playing. And if he doesn't play him, I think for me he's got no future at Spurs, which is sad because I think he's our best defender. And yeah, I don't really want to see Sanchez playing tomorrow again. He was just a disgrace. A joke. I mean, that you wouldn't even call that football. That doesn't even deserve a paycheck for that week. Honestly, they should have docked his wages for that. It's a disgrace.
See, that's the thing. You don't have that in football anymore. You know, a good old fashioned dock of the appearance fee there, and a week's wages for a shit performance. You know, I think you'd soon seen a turnaround. I just want to welcome. Sorry to cut across you, Danny. Just want to welcome Jiminy here. Big up, Jiminy, absolute legend. You know what? I'm glad you can make it over. You know, I've been saying to you for months to come on over. You'd enjoy it, and I'm glad you're listening. It's good to see you, my man. I hope you're keeping well. Come on, you Spurs, and let me know if you think we're going to win tomorrow, my man. Big up, Jiminy, for the super chat, man. I really do appreciate it. And then we just have one from Wayne Bonner here to get to as well, lads. He says, I'd rather a cardboard cutout play than Dyer. Big up Wayne Bonner. Wayne Bonner, full of the jokes. My man, absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Sorry, lads, where were we there?
Yeah, I think, I think you can over to you, Bob. You know who I want.
Mate, I think like Will said, you know, the fact that Mourinho, that's one thing I've got against Mourinho, the fact he takes it, he can't accept responsibility, the fact he blatantly lied about one of our players, one of our better players, and thought he could get away with it, and then on his press conference decided not to say anything about it whatsoever. If it comes to a point where his personal opinions and personal fallouts are affecting our results on the pitch, mate, that makes it even worse.
Yeah,
you know, if it's got a personal vendetta or a personal fallout with Toby, that should have no effect on the team he puts out on a Saturday or a Sunday or a Wednesday or a Thursday. No, that's Arsenal, isn't it? But it shouldn't matter, mate. So for me, Toby, I've said Toby and Roden for a while. Purely and simply, Toby's our best defender. We're only playing one game a week, and secondly, Roden needs as much experience in this season before we start next season, because potentially he could be a first teamer next season. So the amount of experience he can sponge off Toby it could be invaluable.
No, 100%. And just before we get to Scott there, Spandan Samaran says Toby and Roden don't have pace. #low block. Roden actually does have a bit of pace, you know. I've seen him open up his legs. Yeah. He does have a bit of pace, and to be fair to him, against Newcastle, at times he was covering left and right. Look, me personally, I actually underrated Roden. But I actually think he has a lot of potential. I think he has heart, desire, and he's you know, it's nice to see a defender, you know, give it his all for Tottenham, throw his way in front of things. But big up Spandan Samaran for the super chat. Sorry, we'll get back to you there, Scotty.
Yeah, no, all good. I think the biggest thing to point out here for me is, you know, this summer we were on the verge of signing Skriniar and/or Diaz, and no disrespect to Joey Rodon, I really love the kid, but he's our best defender right now, and he just came out of the championship, and that's subjective, right? There's definitely a conversation as to whether or not he's our best defender, but the fact that a kid from Swansea is our best defender and we missed out on Skriniar and Diaz tells me everything I need to know about why we're in the position we're in. And for me, I really don't even give a shit who plays at center back. They've all been terrible. I love Toby to death, and Toby was so important to the greatest years under Pochettino, and I would love for him to start and be the Toby that we've seen, but something hasn't been there. But I can't say anything good really about any of them. Throw Lamella back there. I don't know. see what happens. But okay, of course, I'm being drastically dramatic there. But the idea is that like at this point, we just need two guys who are going to go out there and compete. I will say Sanchez seems to do a lot better with an older, stable, mature head next to him. We shouldn't need our defenders to be babysat like we need him to. That's a problem in itself. But if he is babysat, he can do okay. So for me, I'm going to say Toby and Sanchez again. And I don't want to dissect much more than the fact that they've gotten more points than any other pairing. But I'm not going to be happy with whatever I see. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. But Will, I know you were saying there. I know you have to head off, so I'm going to give you this comment from MS, and then I'm going to give you a chance to plug your channel and that as well there. Sure. So MS says, hi all. Last 3 games against United, they scored through a penalty. Even when we trashed them 6-1, they had a penalty. Do you think they are getting too many penalties?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it's just the last 3 games. I think it's like every game of the season, right? I mean, I think Bruno Fernandes has scored more, over half.
Fernandes. Get his name right.
Yeah. What? Bruno Fernandes. I mean, I think he's got 11 goals, and I think like 6 or 7 of them come from pens. So he's only had like 2 or 3 from open play, I think. So
credit. Given where credit's due as well, they have got a lot of pace in attack as well, and they do attack regardless of what you think of Ollie. He does get his team to attack, and with Rashford, Greenwood, Cavani even as well, there's a bit of pace about him, and Bruno and Pogba running in from deep. Yeah, I think it's no surprise that they do get a bit more penalties than other teams, but Old Trafford, there's always going to be that slight biasness towards the United players. They always tend to get fluky ones there, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They do. Just Cody, just quickly, I want to wish Cody Mack a happy birthday, lad. Everybody here knows.
It's his birthday.
Happy birthday, Cody. Happy birthday, Cody.
Yeah, what is 40? What is he?
47.
47. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Don't know. I think he's a comedian. I think he's funny. I think he's brilliant. Big up Cody Mack.
My bro. You heard his new nickname for Toby? Yeah, Toby the Mole.
The Mole.
Toby the Mole. Yeah, the Mole. Yeah. Tell us about that. Yeah.
Toby the Mole.
Will, do you want to give your channel a plug and let everyone know where they can find you?
Yeah, so folks that don't know, but I think a lot of people here know, but I run the THFC Rants channel for the folks here in North America. So it's Canada, the US, Mexico, and then people in South America starting to join as well, Jamaica. We run the late night show. So we go from 10 p.m. Eastern. Yep, the graveyard shift. 10 p.m. Eastern time to about 10 p.m. Pacific time. So we go 1 hour for each, time zone basically over here in North America. So if you live in North America or if you're a night owl and you're over there in the UK, make sure to subscribe to that. And our streams are open for everyone. So anybody, whether you have a channel or not, you're able to jump in and have your say. Also, too, if you don't want to do that and you don't want to, come on and watch, go ahead and hit that subscribe button anyway, because you can watch it after the fact. So whenever you have a gap in there, and it's a real lighthearted show, it's more about comedy. There's not any specific topic. Most of the time, it's just kind of a free flow, fun session for Spurs fans. So check us out, THFC Rants on YouTube.
Everyone do that because it's really good. You've got to go over to Will's channel.
Thank you much, guys. And if you don't have a membership here, make sure you get a membership. Get your super chats in. I got to run out. I'm going on to the Smasher, everybody's favorite moderator. He's kicking off his channel tonight. So after this stream ends, if you want to come check that out, come find the Smasher and we'll be over there. And then I'll be going live later tonight at 10 p.m. for our pre-match show. So, which is like 2 a.m. for you guys. So,
big up, Will. I have to say, it's a great channel. He gets a good mix of people from all over the world. Yeah. Look, there's plenty of women complaining in the mornings that their fellas are tired. They don't have enough energy to keep them satisfied. They're all blaming you, Will. They're all going to be after you, my man.
Oh my God.
We'll see you later. Stay strong. Stay Spurs. Let's go.
Come on, you Spurs.
Big up, Will. Thanks very much, Will, for coming on. Absolutely brilliant, lads. Next question, lads, is does Vinicius start or does he come out for Son? And we'll start with Danny and work our way around.
No. He's not starting tomorrow. No, I don't want him to start. I like Vinicius a lot, right? And I think he's a decent player for us. But if Son's fit, you start Son. As simple as that. His Son's got to play. He's got to play. And that's for me. There's no other option. As much as I want to give Vinicius minutes, it's not the right game for it. And I think right now we need to put our best team out there, and we need to put our best team out there and just try and get the points. That's all we can do. I don't care if we play shit. We need to just get points now. That's all we need to do.
He's a joke. He is.
It's funny.
Yeah, no, Cody Mac, I do find them funny, boys. I do find them funny. Bob, what do you think? Say it's go the same like we did against Newcastle. Start Vinicius, bring Son off the bench or play Son and drop Vinny.
No, I think, mate, it was proven against Newcastle, wasn't it, that it didn't quite work out. I think we kind of caught Villa on a good day, and obviously the press was there pretty impressively against Villa. Plus, let's be honest, Villa allowed us to press them, whereas Newcastle were a bit more on the front foot, especially when they had Shelvey playing in central midfield.
Bro, you might as well think it was Xavi and Iniesta.
That's it, mate. We made him look like one of those. Sonny, I just want Sonny to get into gear, mate. It's just something missing, isn't there?
The last few weeks, isn't he?
Want him to have a good game. Just get it out of his system, whatever it is. Contract, dad, not having a girlfriend or whatever, just get it out of his system and just get the season out of the way. Then think
probably suffering a severe case of blue balls, Bob.
I was about to say. I think
that's it. So Sonny needs to start, but Sonny needs to start performing, mate. Sonny needs to start performing.
Yeah, no, he does. Big up Zanir Ibrahim as well. He says, "Great channel, boys. Thank you so much, Zanir. I really do. Zanir, I really do appreciate it, my man. Thank you so much, man. And we'll go to Scott. Scott, what's your opinion?"
Yeah, I'm gonna echo these fellas. No Vinicius for me either. I do gotta say,
on the channel, lad. No, I'm only messing.
It's a fantastic channel, and I highly recommend subscribing, super chats, all of it. Just throw it at this man. He does work really hard, and to be honest, David and I are becoming good friends, and man works very, very hard. So make sure you support him. But on to Vinicius, I'm going to go a hard no, like these fellas. I look at it like this. I love Vinicius. I really believe in that kid, and I hope the best for him. And I actually hope we Levy, Benfica and actually sign him for like 25 mil or something like that. But the thing about Harry Kane's backup, Harry Kane is putting up Ballon d'Or numbers. We all know it, right? Now the media bias probably keeps him from the award, but he's putting up Ballon d'Or numbers. His backup should never expect minutes, and we should never expect his backup to get many minutes. It's Harry Kane. Probably, the Lewandowski conversation, whatever. Harry Kane is the most complete footballer that I've watched play this season by a quarter mile. And his backup just shouldn't expect to play very much. So no Vinicius for me. I love the kid to death, but it's got to be Sonny, Kane, and then whoever plays on the right.
Doesn't that worry you guys, though? Doesn't that worry you guys? The fact that whoever we bring in as number 2 won't be of good quality, of high quality, purely and simply. They know they're coming in to make, a few. I mean, there's a lot of talk about Danny Ings and stuff. I'd love him at the club as a backup to Harry Kane. But they're going to be looking at Vinny and thinking, well, that's not a bad player. He only managed one start, 2 starts in the Premier League. I can't be dealing with that. And not only that, we're talking about keeping Vinny. Sorry, Dave. We're talking about keeping Vinny. Mate, the way he's performed, he's done okay. There's going to be many teams out there who's going to be offering first-team football. So we can't take for granted that we're going to keep him. I know we've probably got first picks on it, but if the player wants to go somewhere else and where he's going to get first-team football, who are we to keep him? So, that does worry me, the fact that Harry Kane doesn't get as much rest as he should. The fact that the backup striker is going to get less and less of quality purely and simply because of that. So, I think we need to certainly look at that.
Yeah, and if I could just jump in really quick. Oh, sorry, David. Go ahead. Yeah, no, I'm just going to say that It's tough for Spurs when you have a player like Harry Kane because the one option you have to get a good backup is to pay them a shit ton of money, and we just aren't going to do that. Like, anytime we have a world-class player, it's troublesome for us.
Yeah.
For me, look, the thing I struggle with Vinicius is I actually don't think he's performed too well this season. I just think, one thing is he's a poacher, right? I'll give him that. But if you're talking in terms of a backup who let's face it, we got away with Kane's injuries, who will get a run of games usually in the course of a season over a month or two. I just don't think he's that player. And what really annoys me is, for me, like, the problem is we've had so long to fix this problem, to get someone to come in, that is of the quality. Some they could have brought in that was young, built up, that would happily sit on the bench. But they've also missed a chance in getting Callum Wilson, Premier League proven quality striker, scores goals. Troy Deeney was supposed to come, and then all of a sudden Vinicius arrived at the club unknown. You would have had Troy Deeney for 2 years, someone that probably Jose would have felt comfortable bringing off the bench. Do you know what I mean? I think the reason why we've seen so little of Vinny and the reason why we've seen so much of Kane is, even when he has looked tired, is because why are we bringing in a lone player hoping he adapts to the Premier League rather than getting someone that has that experience that we can depend on?
That's why I can't work out why there's so many people going, I'm not sure. Aguero as a backup, mate. That's a no-brainer. No-brainer. Get him on. He knows he's only going to get the bench wherever he goes. He knows that. He knows he's... But what, 10 minutes to go, 1-0 down, get Harry Kane and Aguero on. Sorted.
Yeah.
Sorted.
I just want to take this from Jiminy, lads, because he was so generous with the big super chat. So I just want to answer this for him as well. And plus, I was going to talk about a bit later on in the stream, but we may as well get onto it now. He says, do you think Kane said he'd leave if we don't make top 4 because it's true, or because he wanted to directly give the other players a kick up the arse?
Some players don't give a shit. Some players don't give a shit.
Yeah, of course they don't. But it's a good question. I got a theory on that. For me, I know people probably won't agree with me, right? But I think, right, because from the comments over the years, what Harry Kane has said, right? He loves this club. He loves Spurs. He is Spurs through and through. He's got blue blood. He's Spurs, right? And all he's ever wanted to do is win a big title, a big trophy with this club. That's what his dream is. He said it before himself. He said his dream is to win a title with Spurs, right? But when there's the board are not showing the same ambition that he is showing, he can only do what he's doing for so long and wanting to play for this club, because they're demoralizing his motivation to be at this club, because they're not showing the same backing that the club needs to be at the level that he wants them to be at. And I think it's a slight he basically, right, if we finish the top 4 and we win a Carabao Cup, for example, best possible finish, right, he's going to want to go to Levy and say, this is the time you have to back the club. If you don't back the club, I want out. And I think for me, because that's how I see it. So for me, all this media thing, all this stuff that's going on in the media, I think it's just the media trying to drive up people clicking on the news sites and stuff like that, so they can get their views and things like that. And they're trying to create something that's not actually there, because, like Alistair Gold has said, right? He said it many, many times that Kane, it's a conversation he'll have in the summer, but it's also whether or not any team's going to pay what Levy wants. Yeah. Fair enough. If Kane goes to Levy and goes, I want to leave, Levy go, okay, you can leave, but they've got to pay 160 million, 150 million for you. Do you think anyone's going to pay that? I fucking don't think so. So it's one of those things where I kind of think, like, if there's stuff that Kane is slyly saying, like, oh, we're going to have a discussion at the end of the season, I think it's a sly way of him saying, or like a kind of hint to say to the boss, to Levy, and saying, look, I'm thinking of leaving. I'm thinking of leaving. If you don't show the ambition this summer, and you don't promise me that you're going to get players in that's at a higher level, then I don't want to be part of this squad anymore, because I want to go and win the titles. I'm 28 and I want to go and win the Champions League. I want to go and win the Premier League. So that's how I see it with Kane.
That's
I think Kane's probably got more of a clout of going to Levy asking what his future plans are than Mourinho, personally.
Oh,
The fact how long he's been there, I think he's got more of a right to go up to Levy and say, right, what's happening, oh God? Because, you know, like Danny's just said, mate, you know, never mind Jose's vision, it's Kane's vision as well.
Yeah.
He's Tottenham. He's Tottenham.
Yeah.
And his vision's got to match, or the board's vision's got to match Harry Kane's as well. Because let's be honest, and I really hope it doesn't come to that, Danny. It probably will, because he's a businessman. But I really hope it doesn't come to the fact that we're going to hold you to ransom till someone comes in for you. Because if he wants to go, mate, he's got every right to go.
I agree with you. But Levy has to. He holds. You know it. We all know it. He holds the club's best in fucking intentions. To the sort of top of his pile and to the top of his list. And for him, if
it'd be shame.
Kane has put himself in a situation where he's put himself among the best players on the planet. I agree with what you said, Scott. He is the most complete forward on the planet, right? Yeah. I think he's the best. I think he's better than Lewandowski. Lewandowski is a brilliant player. Don't get me wrong. I love him as well. But in terms of complete player, his all-round game is just phenomenal. And he's doing it in the Premier League, which is the toughest league in the world, right? Yeah. So for me, he's this season he's only driving his value up more. And if you look at it, right, if you look at the actual percentage of games that he's played over the last 7 years, is that time out is not a lot what people actually think it is, right? And this season he's been out for 2 Premier League games. That is it. So we've been lucky this season, but if you get Harry Kane for 80% of your games, he's going to get you 20 goals. He's going to get you if he has a season like this, he's going to get you 10 assists. Do you know what I mean? So you're going to be expecting to pay top dollar in Levy's eyes. Yeah, he is Mr. Tottenham. He is 2 players in one, right? So he's going to command the value of 2 top players. Yeah. So it's just that's how I see it, and I just feel for Kane, because if he does actually want to leave in the summer and we don't get that top 4. I can't see anyone in this market paying what Levy would want, and that's the sad reality.
We'll let Scott come in on this.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I think there's a lot that goes into this, right? Kane probably has the most leverage we've ever seen somebody have with Levy. I also think I do have a little bit of hope, because if you look at last season, Levy did one thing that is very surprising to me, and he went after some heavy loans. That is spending money with zero chance of any return on investment, right? That is very anti-Daniel Levy. And I think my fear is this. If, like, let's say hypothetically a Nagelsmann came in, Levy's the type of guy who's only going to invest if he really feels the investment's protected towards trophies. Mourinho actually gives you more return on investment than a Nagelsmann does. Nagelsmann's never won a trophy. He's got a lot of media hype, fantastic manager. Don't get me wrong. I love his philosophy. I love his approach. He doesn't even believe in formations, and it's really cool to see what he does, right? But he's never won a trophy. Media hype is not Jose Mourinho. It's totally different things. And so if Mourinho and Kane are the key to Levy continuing to invest, and I do have hope because of that Bale loan. That is money spent, like I said, with no return on investment, and Reguilon probably too. We'll probably net 7 or 8 million when Real buys him back. Now, granted, he's got to agree to that, but it was 2 things that Levy typically wouldn't do that he did last summer, and that gives me hope that he's willing to continue having that conversation. But we have to get top 4. We have to. Yeah. Really, really, really. It makes me nervous that we might not, and then shit just crumbles.
Just have a couple of super chats here quickly, lads. Wayne Bonnery says Boateng on a free year and nay. We just get a quick yes or nay on him. So for me, I go
He's levels above everyone we've got.
Easy. No question. Immediately our best defender. 100%. Year at 17.
100%. Rooting, shooting, tooting, puting. Absolutely nailed that. That's poetry in motion, lad. Love it. Dave said Kane is expecting to ask to leave. Yeah, no, 100%. That's what they reckon. That's what they're saying, that if we don't make top 4, that he probably will ask to go and leave. I hope not. Then we have a super chat here from Dan N. He says, if you guys were Spurs DOF, is there a scenario where you could lose Kane and spend 150 to 200 million on players, but still make us a better club next season? Danny, we'll let you go first, and then we'll ask Bob, and then down to Scott, and then I'll get back to whatever else. But lads, everyone else, get your super chats in. The chat is absolutely fine. I've got a big pot behind, but I will start getting your comments back up on screen regardless. But get your super chats in. They really do help, and I guarantee we'll discuss your comments. So we'll start with Danny. Danny, take it away there, my man.
Yeah, I think Levy's going to buy Lionel Messi. He's going to buy Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah, I think he's going to buy
Neymar.
Yeah, I think he's going to do it. I think he's going to surprise everyone, lads. Yeah, I think with that, I think he's going to probably spend nothing. If I'm honest, if I'm really honest, I think he's going to buy himself a new Bentley, and then that's about it, really. He probably he might build another yacht for Joe Lewis. He might do that.
He'd probably put a few bucket seats in his cinema on the yacht or something, Danny. Bobby, exactly. What's your thoughts?
Mate, we just want to be pleasantly surprised by the board, don't we? Yeah. We just want to be pleasantly surprised. There's absolutely no way they've ever faced. Pandemic's got a lot to do with it, but they've never been faced so much scrutiny by their own fans. They're not blind to it. They can hear it. I know it's only on social media. I know it's only tweets. I know it's only messages, but they can hear it. They can see it. Now it's up to them to step up. Now, with regards to Dan N saying, we'll sell it for 152 to 200 million, mate. In an ideal world, even if we get 80% of that, 90%, I'll be happy. Yeah. Right now, I believe we'll probably see about £5 of it. But
go and get yourself. We just want to be.
We just want to be surprised, don't we, mate?
Talk about Harry Kane.
Yeah, we just want to be surprised, don't we? That's all we want. We want to be sitting here. We want to be sitting here next, beginning of next season, doing a podcast with you and your 2 million followers, and basically talking about what a great summer we've had, and finally a bit of class, and how Harry Kane, after winning the Ballon d'Or, is going to kick on and get us the Champions League and the Premier League. So that's what we want, mate. That's what we all dream of.
Yeah, it is 100%. It's a wet dream at this stage, Bob. Scotty.
Yeah, I would say this. Touching on what Bob mentioned, if COVID had never happened and these were normal times, and you gave say a Campos $200 million, I'd be very interested to see what happens, right? But it's COVID. Nobody's spending money. Like we cannot replace Harry Kane with anyone, and we'll just be sitting on $200 million in a really terrible football team if we sell Harry Kane. So I don't know, and we don't have a DOF anyways. I think that's another conversation. I wouldn't mind one, but with COVID, no way that it even matters. But we just got to get top four and keep Harry Kane. That's the long and the short of this whole conversation.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Look, lads, we'll get back onto the match preview. So, do we play a 4-2-2 like we did against Newcastle, or do we set up in a 4-2-3-1, or could we play a 5-3-2 and try just go straight down the middle of United, through the Fred partnership of Fred and McTominay, straight through Lint Chocolate, which is a.k.a. Lindelof, and the Fridge, a.k.a. Maguire, because that is where they are weakest. But Danny, we'll start with you. 4-2-2, 4-2-3-1, or 5-3-2?
Me personally, I'd like to go 4-3-3, but I think Jose's going to go his probably most favoured this season, which is 4-2-3-1. Yeah, I think that's what he's going to do, and yeah, that I can't see any other way. I mean, I preferred us at the beginning of the season when he did have a few games where he was playing 4-3-3, and I thought in the first United game we played 4-3-3 where we beat him. And that was obviously that's a good performance. But I think he did the same in the Southampton game as well. We played 4-3-3, and the West Ham game. Considering I know we kind of messed that up, but in the first half we were absolutely destroying them. So that for me it's always been the best formation this season. But I think Jose is not. He doesn't trust players to play in that system that he wants them to play. And I think people. I think if Bergwijn hadn't. If Jose hadn't lost faith in Bergwijn early on in the season, I think we'd probably see more of that 4-3-3 because you could probably say what the team was at the beginning of the season. You'd say Bergwijn, Kane, Son, and then you'd say Ndombele, Højbjerg, and then maybe Sissoko, and that's where Sissoko helped cover. And you have like as a sort of three, and Sissoko coming dropping back as well, and you'd see Højbjerg dropping back and to help the defense out as well. So it'd be like a 5-man defense or 6-man defense at times. But right now, I think realistically, you're going to see a 4-2-3-1. I think from Jose tomorrow.
Bob.
Yeah, I mean the five at the back, Dave, like you mentioned, is a good idea, basically. But I don't know about you, but every time we've played five at the back, we just never looked that safe. We've always looked a bit. People. I remember against West Ham towards the end of the game, Sanchez came on and brought us into put three at the back, and the amount of times the balls went over Sanchez and they were caught in. That West Ham game was a bit big. It's like a pivotal moment in Jose's time, wasn't it? Because I know what you're saying, Dan. We played 4-3-3 and we were 3-0 up, but the amount of possession we conceded against West Ham throughout all the game, even when we were 3-0 up.
Do you know when? Do you know when that changed though? It was when Ndombele went off.
Yeah,
and then Wings came on, and we just lost every bit of control possible. Wings didn't know what he was doing. He couldn't get a hold of the ball. He couldn't.
He had no one. He was outnumbered in midfield. They brought Sanchez on. Sanchez didn't know what to do because he'd never played in a three. So the five at the back sounds good, matey. It's just getting the right personnel in. Like Danny says, you know what he's going to go for. We all know he's going to go for a 4-2-3-1. We'll know that.
Danny, you just had to do it. You had to bring up Harry Winks, lad. You know, you just had to bring it up. I was nearly getting through the stream without talking about Harry Winks. So, Danny, you went 4-3-3. Bobby, you've gone 4-3-3.
4-2-3-1, mate.
4-2-3-1.
4-2-3-1. Me, before we get on to Scotty, I'm going to go 4-2-3-1 as well. The reason being is I actually want, because Maguire likes to come out with the ball. Maguire likes to travel with the ball. He likes to roam in midfield with it. You put Lucas in that number 10 and set him on him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm going for. Take the ball off that fridge. But sorry, Scotty. Sorry to interrupt, lad. I just wanted a bit of limelight. We'll go back to you now.
I love the thought, and I'm going to go 4-2-3-1 as well with Lucas in the 10. I would actually like a 4-3-3 as well. I think our defense is shambolic, as we've talked about for the last hour, and two guys protecting them is always something I've been calling for. And even when it was Sissoko, Sissoko, but we were in first place when him and PDH were sitting. And actually, I don't even think Sissoko ever sat. Sissoko really worked like vertical versus horizontal. He really worked vertically, where PDH was really working horizontally, and they seemed to figure something out. I wouldn't mind going back to that, but whatever we can do to protect this shambolic back four is what I'm going to call for. But I do expect a 4-2-3-1 with Lucas in the 10, and I will say Lucas playing in the 10 has been a fucking rebirth, man, and it's been really fun to watch because he has been very good there. And if we can figure out a way to get more of an impact from him playing there, I think we'll be better for it. So
he's gone from Lucas Moore to Ronaldinho. Best transformation I've ever seen.
For now, though, isn't it? I mean, I wouldn't want him to be the only number 10 for going into next season. We need a new number 10.
It's just
that's it. He's doing well for now.
Yeah, no, it's just, look, with Lucas playing number 10, it is only making the best of a bad situation. For me, the thing that he lacks, I think, which I actually think our team misses massively as well, is that player in number 10 who can spray the ball left, right, but keep sustained attacking pressure. Do you get what I mean? So he knows how to recycle the ball, because what I see with us at the minute, we're rushing things. We're always, we don't be able to seem to take our time and keep sustained attacking pressure and possession in the opposition half. And I do think a good ball player at number 10, i.e. Bruno Fernandes, someone like that, helps you do that. But what's your opinion on that, lads? And then we'll get to MS.
I think Lucas is suited in the number 10, matey, purely and simply. He's always had a dribble on him. We all know he's always had a good play back. But the thing is, when he was playing down on the wide flanks, one thing he's never had from his PSG days till Tottenham days, he's never had a cross on him. Ever. I can't remember it. I can't remember an assist. So whereas before he was dribbling past 2, 3, 4 players, getting out wide, his crosses would always let the players down. Whereas now it's dribbling through the middle. Fortunately, he's got the likes of Kane and Sonny in close vicinity, and 9 times out of 10 he finds either. Of them. So there's always, slowly but surely, there's an end product, and he's a good finisher as well. And because he's in the middle, there's more of a chance of him scoring. So I think him number 10. There's always been a number 10 in him, but we've always had to play him out wide because of the quality we've got in midfield. So, in the middle. So him working number 10, like I say, because he's got quality players around him, it's easier for him for his dribbles to pay off. And what he's got, that him and Ali, because there was a question about earlier on the season. Why is that? Why is Lucas playing not Ali?
Yeah.
They both press, but what Lucas has got, he's got press with pace. He'll press, he'll win the ball and carry on with it. Whereas Ali will just press and wait around. And other players will just wait around to help him out. Lucas will win the ball, and you'll see so many times he'll win it and he'll carry on with it as well. He'll dribble past players. So, it's surprised me, I've got to say. But, he's not getting any younger. But for this season, he's become one of the most vital players.
Do you know what, Bobby?
Towards the end of the season.
To add to what you just said, I genuinely think he's going to be, if he plays him in the middle tomorrow in that number 10 position, I think he's going to be our most vital player tomorrow in all aspects of our play. In every
he likes
way.
a hat trick against Man United as well, mate. Remember that?
Yeah, it's like you said as well. Yeah, it's true. And the thing is, right, is when he's got that fridge playing in front of him, who he gets turned so easily. When you got someone who's like Lucas, who's so quick and dribbles so good, it's like a match made in heaven on paper, if you think about it. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, for me, Moros, I want him on that number 10 tomorrow.
Yeah, 100%. MS here says he's expecting a 4-3-3 with Gio, Ndombele and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Son, Kane and Lucas. Jose will be positive because he has to. I actually think 4-2-3-1 is more positive. What do you think, lads?
Yeah.
I
don't want to see Lucas out wide.
No. For the personnel we have right now, in terms of the way that players are playing, the form of the players, and who we've actually got to choose from, 4-2-3-1 is probably our best bet this minute.
Yeah,
100%. Big up MS for the super chat. By the way,
big up MS.
Really, really do appreciate it. Everyone else, of course, there's 103 watching right now. If you haven't, make sure you smash a like on the stream. Make sure you're anyone new, smash a like on the channel. Also, get your super chats in. If you want to grab yourself a membership, there is a link to it pinned in the chat or in the description below. But look, lads, a bit on the league table. So look, United are second. They've played 30 games. They've won 17, drawn 9, lost 4. They're on 60 points. Spurs are seventh in the table as it stands tonight. Played 30, won 14, drawn 7, lost 9. We're on 49 points. But look, with Chelsea beating Palace 4-1, Liverpool beating Villa 2-1, it leaves us 5 points outside the top 4, lads. Is tomorrow do or die for top 4 hopes, Danny?
Yep. I keep saying it. I was calling it the Newcastle not winning that game. I was saying before that was the kind of nail in the coffin for us. But tomorrow, that is the nail in the coffin. You lose that, because if you look at Liverpool's running, right, Liverpool have got the easiest running out of every single club trying to challenge for that top 4. They've got the easiest running, and now they're starting to pick up. Even though they played, it was great. They're so bad the way they played, but they got the win, and that's the thing. Can we do that? I don't know. And I think tomorrow is our last chance. I don't care what anyone says. Mathematically, these boys are good. If they bottle it tomorrow, they're bottling it for the rest of the season.
Yeah. Bobby?
Yeah, I mean, another reason why I think we'll win tomorrow is because it's a must-win game for us. We need to win it more than what Man United. I mean, they've got, like I say, second spot pretty much wrapped up. Another 3 points from any of the games that are coming up. We probably need about 3 wins out of the last 8 to really secure it. So for us, it's a must-win. It's more of a must-win. And we're still stuck on that 9 defeats. Remember, 10 defeats, and it will be the worst ever defeats total for a Jose team in the league. So, well, like I say, it's a must-win for us. More of a must-win for us than Man United.
Yeah, we've got
the reason why I'm a bit more confident.
We've got more reason to want to win than they do.
Exactly, mate. Exactly.
But it's whether or not those bloody fucking idiots on that pitch understand this. They need to fucking understand it.
True.
No, 100%. Scotty?
Yeah, it's almost hard to put into words. I'm going to say we absolutely have to win, and I'm trying to figure out how to put context here. But I'm going to say 2 things. One, as you both have said, the players are fucking garbage. They're terrible. I'm sick of it. I look back to. Sorry, like I have no filter anymore. I'm just done with these guys. We need this man back drastically, man. That's who we need back. That's who we need. Yeah, when he left, everything went to shit. We need him back. These players dating back to you. I want to say Juventus when we conceded 2 goals in like 90 seconds to lose that tie. even an FA Cup semi before that. It goes back a long ways. These players fold under pressure over and over. I'm calling on them to step up tomorrow because we have to win tomorrow. If we don't win, like you both said, top four is done. We can maybe get a Carabao Cup against the best team in the world. And then I don't know. I don't even know if that's good enough. Tomorrow is so crucial. I'm calling on the players to step up. And I love Mourinho, and I don't put as much on him as most do. But if you're the serial winner, then get that 3 points tomorrow, my friend. Like, I'm calling on Jose, too, to get those 3 points tomorrow. Like, he is a serial winner. I believe he is. Show me tomorrow. But I'm calling on those players a little bit more than Jose because they've been problematic for a long time.
Yeah. He's got
just
to
on that.
Yeah, sorry. Go on, Dave.
No, sorry. Go on. Walk away, Danny.
Oh, I was just going to say, just on that, you're right. I agree with you, Scott. He's got to get his tactics and his personnel changes throughout the game. His game management spot on tomorrow. He's got, and the thing is, we know Mourinho has had a lot of mistakes in him this season with his substitutions and his personnel and his tactics. But tomorrow, he's got to prove himself tomorrow and get everything bang on the money because it's so vital tomorrow. It's so vital.
100%. Yeah. Sorry, Colin Lumsden. I just want to say something quickly. Look, if anyone at this club has a bit of bollocks about them, reach down tomorrow and find it. When you cross that white line at our palace, our home stadium tomorrow, you better be prepared to go for war. Go to war for 90 minutes to bring home them 3 points. Keep Champions League football alive. And, get our season back up and running for the last few games of it and build momentum going into that Carabao Cup final. City lost to Leeds at the weekend. It shows they can be beaten. And this is a chance now, to grab your cojones, find them, and really produce tomorrow. I don't want to see anybody not running. I want you to cloud out your stupid mistakes. Just give me 190 minutes of fucking perfection tomorrow. Please, I'm begging you. I cannot take losing to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I hate them. I go watching them win every single trophy. It's like snatching my candy as a baby. You just don't do it. I was sick of it. So please, go out there for me tomorrow. And please, just bend them over, spank them. Best day of my life so far was the 6-1 at the start of the season. Yeah. Let's go again. Yeah. Come on, Spurs. Let's fucking do
this. Come on, you Spurs. I got you, Spurs, here. Well said.
He says, Delhi to PSG and Poch can give us Pablo Sarabia in return. What any of you know much about Pablo Sarabia, lads?
I know he's elevated his game going to PSG. Yeah. I know. Was he? I can't remember the team he was at before. Was it Sevilla or? I can't remember the team he was at before.
It was a Spanish team.
Yeah, it was a Spanish team.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
No, I think we need someone better than. We need to be aiming higher, mate. We need to be aiming higher.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, go on. I was going to say, me and Dave and Marcelo were having a chat the other day, and we were saying, we were calling it right. If in an ideal world, in a dream world, and this might be an unpopular opinion for some people, but if we were to ever get rid of, say, Lo Celso, Winks, Sissoko, for me, if we could use them, if we actually got like decent money, and also Dele Alli, right, them 4 players, one of the players I would love to spend the majority of that money on, I'd bring in Jack Grealish. That is who I would love at Spurs.
Yep.
That's who I'd want. And that replaces a winger because he can play on the wing, he can play attacking midfielder, and then you go and get another. Then you've got a bit of money to go and get Sabitzer or someone like that, and then for the midfield, then you've got Skip coming back, so you've got your midfielders there.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, and honestly, another dig at the board. We drug on that Grealish transfer 3 years ago to a point where they brought in new ownership and were refusing to get rid of him. So and that's about the time Dembele left. So it all goes back to certain points, and things that happened off of the field. As terrible as these players have been, they shouldn't be at Spurs. They should be gone, and we should have better people at Tottenham. So it is on the board. The players are terrible. But there's a reason we're in this situation, without question.
Yeah.
I just want to say to Dotty, he says, what Vinicius hasn't performed, be quiet, you muppet. 10 plus goals, haven't played very little time. First of all, I'd actually say you're the muppet. You got triggered by me having an opinion on Vinicius, so you showed the true colours. And second of all, I'm not being funny. You can fucking put me out there, Dotty. and I would score a hat-trick against Marine. So less of that, yeah, and just be composed, sit back and enjoy the show. Good man. Sorry, lads, I had to do that. Welcome back, Will. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Will, thank you for taking your position up next to Jose's crotch.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But now you're on the
Just
bad
quickly,
side of
Will,
that.
I was just after asking the boys, with Chelsea beating Palace, Liverpool beating Villa, it leaves us 5 points outside the top 4. Is tomorrow do or die for the top 4?
I think every game for the rest of the season is do or die for the top 4. To be honest with you, I think that if we were to get a draw tomorrow, would we be out of the picture? No, but again, it makes it harder. Even if we lose tomorrow, does that mean it's the end of it? No, but it makes it a lot harder, especially if we lose by anything that removes any of our goal differential. Because really, that's the only thing that's keeping us above Liverpool at the moment. So
yeah, 100%.
If we win,
and then just go back to this super chat. Will Colin? He was asking about Sarabia from PSG, giving Delhi to PSG and giving Sarabia in return. What do you think?
Yeah, honestly, I think any of our players, anybody who's willing to come in and give us a bit of cash for it, I think we got to bite their hand off and just take it. The shambles that the club is in right now is, I think, it's just absolutely, we are in dire straits, and that includes getting rid of Eric Dyer. But
Eric Diarrhea, mate.
Yeah, I don't care who it is.
We can't afford his value to decline anymore, can we, Will?
No.
For Ali's, about Ali's, he's declined so much already since the beginning of the season.
Honestly,
even since the summer, I think his values decline. We can't afford it to decline anymore.
I think Ali goes to like a Aston Villa or somewhere like that. He's going to rediscover his form. But for me, no matter what, Ali will never see the same heights we saw before a couple of years ago with Ali. Under Poch's prime years, because he needs a change of scenery. He needs a change of scenery for me. He just needs a new motivation. He's lost his motivation and drive. So
100%. Lads, I just want to go to Scott because Scott does have to fly off. So Scott, do you want to plug your channel and everything else first?
Yeah, absolutely. And before I do, thanks again for having me on, and thank you to all 3 of you, or all 4 of you, including David, of course, for the chat. It's a good time. And before I plug my own channel, please make sure you're following all 4 of these gentlemen. But for real, it's been a good chat. I do come from the Chicken Ball Pod. eSpurs USA rebranded to Chicken Ball. Myself and 3 of my closest friends, and really what we do is banter the shit out of each other for about 45 minutes. It gets pretty heated, and we have a lot of fun. So it's at Chicken Ball Pod on Twitter. My handle's here on my screen or whatever. And other than that, I would say, come on, you Spurs. 3 crucial points tomorrow. And again, thank all 4 of you for the chat.
Come on the show sometime, man.
17-0 Tottenham. Honestly, man, I'm gonna go with my heart. My head says a 1-1 draw, but my heart's telling me a 2-1 Tottenham win. So come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Scotty. Lads, I recommend everybody get over and listen to the Chicken Paw Pod. I've been on it a couple of times. It's an absolutely brilliant podcast. I really do enjoy it. And thanks very much for asking me to be on it before as well, Scott. I really do appreciate that.
Cheers, man. We'll have you on soon too.
Yeah.
No,
I'll subscribe today. I'll subscribe today, mate. I'll subscribe today.
Come on,
cheers, we'll get all of you on at some point without a question.
Since you guys are over here in America, get on the show and hang out sometime. Totally. It's free. Come in and you go out. You can come in for 15 out. You can come in for 3 hours like Brian Daigle if you're a monster. I mean, it just depends.
And honestly, that's the beautiful. Yeah, I appreciate that, and I will. And that's the beautiful thing about this is like, we put up some shit results. We might concede in the 89th minute, but we meet good people like the 5 of us, man, and we connect and we create content. So yeah, without question, I appreciate that, Will. Everybody else, I'll be in touch, and come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Thank you. All the link, if you want to find Scotty or you want to find his podcast and everything else, all the links are in the description below. Make sure you get over and check him out. Big up Scotty for giving up his time and coming on. I really do appreciate it. Lads, look, at home, oh no, wrong one, sorry. With United, look, they're comfortably in top 4, lads, and 14 points behind City. But I know Ollie will be thinking, if United beat us and win their game in hand that they have on City, they will only be 8 points off the top. And, I do think Ollie believe they have an outside chance of winning the league. Ferguson famously used to come back when teams had points ahead of him with all the main games and everything else. He used to impose on the press and everything else.
Yeah.
And we'll start with you, Danny, and work our way around. If United do beat us and they do win their game in hand, and City go forward in the Champions League, do you think maybe we could have an interesting run-in for the title?
No, I think City have done it. I think that unbeaten streak, it just elevated them too high to catch for anyone. I think today's performance, right? I watched the match, and a lot of the time they didn't have their star players on to start, right? And they brought them on, but they couldn't affect the game with enough time, and they lost out on a counter basically. And that was it. And they had Ake who played, and he hasn't played for a while in that team. And there's a few of them, and for me, Man City, the depth of their squad is just too strong. I think they're going to run away with the league. I think they'll probably stay about 8 points clear, I reckon, for the rest of the season. I think today was a blip. It was a blip. They're not going to let anything slip up with the league. They've done it before. They've done it many times before, and they know how to do it again. So Man City can dream all they want, and Ollie can keep cleaning those shoes. That's all I say.
100%. 100%. Two Rizaz, new channel member. Welcome, my man. Welcome to the Harris.
Really do appreciate it.
Welcome to the family. Exactly. Well said. We have over 100 people watching, guys. Get your super chats in. And when the chat is flying like it is, it means we stop, we discuss your comment, discuss your thoughts. Plus, it really does help the channel grow and take it to the very, very top of the game. The Harris Army, you've been absolutely fantastic with super chat so far. Keep it going. Keep it going. Don't slow down now. But sorry, we'll get back on. We'll get to you now, Will. What do you think on the question I asked, Danny?
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that Man United has a shot at necessarily winning the title. Do I think that City maybe is turning their focus more towards the Champions League? I mean, yeah, because I tell you what, man, Pep is killing me on my fantasy team. I'm gonna have to get rid of all my City players because you just can't predict who's going to be in the squad week in and week out anymore. I mean, last week I had Stones and he didn't play. So what happens? I bring in Diaz. What happens? He doesn't play. I mean, it's like you don't know who's going to. There's no set, squad he's got right now. He's really just rotating people in and out. I think he's kind of counting his chickens right now and trying to focus on the Champions League. Now, my thought is does that help us? Does that give us maybe a leg up for the final? Does he maybe not take that as seriously as he would have?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that were saying that they wanted City to go out of the Champions League. I don't. I want them to stay in it because I think that pulls their attention away from us. I think it allows them to focus on other things. Rest people. Because if they're playing us on a Sunday and they have a match on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, you know what I'm saying? They may not play their best 11.
Yeah. 100%. Tourist asks quickly, lads. He says, "Just join, mate. Sorry, it's not more. COVID kicking my arse with work. Man, absolutely behave yourself. Honestly, don't look. I'm well aware of the situation going on out here. You know what I mean? I'm well aware of the situation. Don't worry about it, my brother. Thank you so much, man. You're so generous for what giving me for what you can. I really do appreciate it, my man. What an absolute gentleman. But Bobby, we'll get back onto you.
I think we just need to concentrate on ourselves, don't we? That's all we can do. We put everyone else's fixtures, etc., out of the way. We just need to do our bit. We just need to win as many games as possible. We've got 8 games left, 5 of them at home, 3 away, which are Sheffield United, Everton, and Leicester last game. Leicester's going to be I reckon that's going to be a playoff for the last Champions League position. Having said that, they're not that convincing right now as well. I don't care what Man United do, Man City do, what Villa do, Liverpool do for the rest of the season. I couldn't give 2 shits. All I care about is us putting in an ideal world, we want to put in performances as well as results. For me, it's all about results now. It's all about results.
Yeah, no, look, I agree with you. We just need to start ticking them off. But lads, we're going to get into a little bit more onto United. Look, they are great on the counter-attack, but their problems have come this season against teams who sit low block against them. Should we set up low block? We'll start with Danny.
It's a tough one, right? Because I think the best results we've had against the top teams of begin from before the new year, so before January, we've had better results against top teams playing that low block counter-attacking football, and in a lot of those games we had very few chances, and we did better than expected. But it's a tough one, right? Because I think if we were to go out attacking against United, who do like to sit in with a low block, I think they're more likely to punish us than we would punish them, and I think that's where we would get undone. I think he's going to be very pragmatic tomorrow. If I'm honest, I'm not really sure, to be honest, because the thing is, we don't really know what Spurs are going to turn up. Is it going to be a Spurs who are going to be full of passion either way? It doesn't really matter what way they play, as long as they've got the passion and the effort and the determination. Is that Spurs going to turn up, or is the Spurs that turned up at Zagreb going to turn up and they've got no heart, no soul, no nothing? So it doesn't really matter. But for me, to be honest, it don't matter. I just want to see passion. I just want to see 110%. That's what I want to see tomorrow.
Yeah, no, 100%. Look, for me, I'm going to tell you what Tottenham's going to turn up. The crisp, clean, sharp-looking Tottenham with the white jerseys, the lovely blue shorts. We're going to turn up tomorrow. We're going to rock out. We're going to absolutely rock out on the Tottenham Hotspur pitch. Maybe get a bit of AC/DC in the background, because we are going to score some goals, 1,000%. Will Stewart, on to you now, lad.
Yeah, is this the same question?
Same question.
Yeah. So, I don't know. As far as them sitting back and whether we should sit back in a low block, I'm not 100% sure, man. There was a part during the season where we did tend to get to have some success in that, but it's been a long time ago. And
Yeah.
I haven't seen us able to recreate that form. And the problem that I have with the low block is it's fine. I don't mind playing that style of football. I really don't. The problem is that first and second pass has to be completely accurate in order for us to be able to capitalize on that. And it hasn't been. It hasn't been lately. That over the top ball into the attackers has been really sloppy. So I mean that's why it's hard for me. That's why I kind of sit there and have to think about it for a second, because what can we pull it off? Can we play that game right now?
Yeah. No, good point. It's a great point. Bobby?
I don't know about you guys, but one of the goals that is most prominent in my mind is not the goal itself, is the build-up. Kane holding it up and playing Sonny through to go run through to score against Arsenal. He just said everything about a low block counter-attacking style earlier on in the season, and we've not seen much of that, if any of that, since that game. Since that game, yeah. So I think in that way, we've got every chance, mate, because we have got the players there. Kane, we know for a fact can put a pass on the sixpence. Sonny on his day, can run the length of the field and put it in the top corner, bottom corner, whatever. So we just need to get that back. If we are going to play low block, like Will says, maybe we haven't got the players in form to do that, but we've certainly got the caliber of players to do that.
Sure.
And certainly going forward, we just need Kane to do what he does, put a pinpoint pass. Sonny and back then it was Bergwijn making the runs on the other side. So I'd love to see that again, matey. I'd love to see that again, and hopefully they can. They look, if anything, I don't know about you guys, but they looked actually more comfortable in a low block. They were. I mean, Dyer and Toby were heading balls out for fun at the beginning of the season. Playing on that low block. They weren't letting any balls. Again, I remember against Arsenal, where they had about 948 crosses in during that game, and we headed everything out. Heading everything out. Yeah. And I think we looked a bit more comfortable. So, but that's a whole different Jose issue, which I don't want to go into today.
Yeah. And look, lads, we have Rob C here. He says,
Rob C. Good lad.
Big up, Robbie, by the way. He says, do you think Jose and the squad will have benefited from a full week of training, tactical analysis, etc.? 100%. Look, if they haven't, I'd be definitely asking questions. You know what I mean? They've had a week off, they've had rest, and they should be fully focused. And every single player should know his job. But then again, you know, Jose sent them out with a plan for Zagreb, and look what happened. You know, they didn't execute it. So it does come down to every individual doing his job tomorrow. Just quickly before I pass that to the rest of the lads, Turazaz says it's all down to Harry Kane's hair, isn't it? Look, one thing 100% I'd say is, look, you know, if Harry Kane's missus is watching, I'm begging you, go in there, just make sure there's no smudge marks on the mirror, make sure it's pristine, absolutely perfect, so that when he does go to gel his hair, he gets every single strand to perfection in place. You know what I mean? Make sure you have the good hair gel out from and everything, because it does, for me, at Tottenham, it depends on Harry Kane's hair tomorrow. But we're
Can I
going to
just say
pass,
something? Just one thing, though. I've got the match of the day in the background, and this is one thing that I mean, and we never see this against at Spurs. So Fulham lost their game today, last minute. Was it today or yesterday?
No, yesterday.
Yesterday. So and yeah, that's it. And Fulham players are going off. Yeah, they're gutted that they've lost game. There's a player there in tears, inconsolable, that he's just lost a football game 1-0 at the end. He's got three Fulham players around him trying to console him, but he's not stopping. He's in tears. He's actually breaking, tears coming down his eyes because he's absolutely gutted that he's lost 1-0. Yeah. I can't remember last time I saw a Spurs fan hurt. They're not Spurs fans. Spurs player hurt by defeat. But apart from Lloris after Zagreb, but I think that was out of.
They couldn't give a shit about. They're going to get rubbed down by the physio. Why would they? You know what I mean? Straight after the game, rubbed down into a nice bath. You know, a nice warm shower. Get into their big luxury car. Go home. Sleep on their queen size mattress. Memory foam and everything else. Why would they give a shit? You know what I mean? Why would they shed a tear? Well, life is rosy according to them. But we'll all give an answer here to Rob C. So we'll start with Danny and work our way around, and then have a couple more questions on tomorrow's game, and then we'll end it up then.
Yeah, to add on that, Rob, I read something the other day about it's some article, right, and they were saying that Jose hadn't had enough time to because we've obviously since before we got knocked out of the Europa League, we've been playing every 3 days basically, and they're saying that Jose wanted to, because of last season, when we had the pandemic and then we had to stop the Premier League for a few months. During that time, obviously when they came back, they were training. They had time to work on certain things, and we did look a little bit more solid. And they were saying that this season Jose hasn't had a chance to do that, and they are saying that this week he's actually had a chance to work on certain aspects of defending and certain situations and stuff. So in that aspect, yeah, you could say, yeah, he has benefited from a week. But my thing is still going to go back to the players, because those players are a load of shit. They don't care about Spurs. All they care about is that money. That they care about that paycheck at the end of the week. There's Winks is one of the biggest prime suspects, and I know he's a supposed Spurs boy, but he doesn't play like he's a Spurs boy. He doesn't. He doesn't. So, yeah. Yes, the answer to that question is yes, but I don't think it's going to benefit those Spurs players in whatever way possible, because it's the mentality issue still, and I don't think a week's going to change their mentality.
Yeah. Sir William.
Yeah, no, I don't necessarily think. Like I said earlier in the show, I'm hoping that they, were able to, knock each other around who need to be knocked around, and that they've gone and kissed and made up, with each other about all this BS, because now's the time, right? And I'm talking to everybody here as far as the players are concerned. Right now is your time. I'm looking at the camera. Now is your time to grab yourself by the jockstrap and go out and win it for your own self pride. Stop making yourselves out to be jokes, and stop making yourself for other clubs and other fans to mock you and ridicule you. Stop making yourselves targets for the press. Go out and do this for yourself. For yourself. Then do it for the badge. And then do it for Mourinho. Right?
Oh, you nearly killed me, Bill.
That speech has made me want to go out. That speech has made me want to go out and buy a jockstrap. Fucking hell, mate.
I mean, I'm just serious though. I'm not playing around.
Yeah, you're right.
Time.
No, you're right.
I mean, maybe they don't wear
mate.
jock
Spot on.
straps in football anymore, but you know,
Spot on.
Oh, you're killing me. Bobby, take over, man.
Mate, only time will tell, won't it, buddy? Only time will tell if the week off and tactical and all that stuff. It's only time will tell. Once 90 minutes are over after kickoff tomorrow, we'll see if it benefits has come to fruition with regards to a week off. And we've got a week off in every game apart from the game before the cup final. So yeah, only time will tell, because we've heard so many stories. Oh, he's got an advantage this week, he's got a disadvantage this week. Mate, just players perform, manager please manage, go out there and get us 3 points. That's all. I don't care how they do it. Just do it. I've been nervous about a game before, but I've never been tense. And tomorrow's game, I'm proper tense. I'm just proper tense about tomorrow's game.
Yeah, I think we're going to know in the first 10 minutes how we're going to play.
We always do, mate, don't we? We always do. Within 5 minutes, we know which way the game's going.
Yeah.
We tend to know.
100%. Big up, Rob C, for the super chat, though. My man, really do appreciate it. Everybody else, follow suit, get your super chats in. I'm really enjoying this show. I know everybody else is, because we have over 120 people watching.
Come on,
so
guys.
Get your super chats in. If you haven't, smash a like on the screen, smash a subscribe on the channel. Colin Lumsden, he couldn't wait. He couldn't wait to get the super chat in. Trigger fingers. That's what I like, Colin. Big up, my man. He says, I wonder how they would play if the majority of their pay was on performance and winning.
I say this
probably would have won the league a few times by now.
Yeah. Honestly, me and my dad can't stress it enough. Yeah, the amount of times we fucking say these players should be based on a performance salary, and if they don't play, they don't get paid the wages they deserve to get paid. That's
too late to change that, isn't it? Too late to change that.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
The game's
I would
gone
say
mad.
just do it on it. You have your base pay that your contract's for, but for every loss it drops 10%, and for every win it goes up 10%, and then there you go. Then you're still getting, you're not, it's not like you're saying, oh, you lost, so now you don't get nothing, right? You still got your 100,000 pounds a week, right? But if you win for every winning streak you get,
can you imagine? Can you imagine what would happen if there's like, a minute to go and I don't know, I know it's hard to believe, but Sanchez makes a mistake which costs them 10% of the wages. The whole team, they'd be
all over each other. Man.
It'd be all over each other, mate. All over.
Yeah.
But David, you need to have a word, mate. 76 likes with 120 odd watching, mate. It's
everyone.
What's going on? Usually the Harris Army is strong in the like department. They're a bit weak today. Look, if you want Tottenham to beat United, you have to press that thumbs up button. You have to absolutely smash it. Drop a people's elbow on it. Do whatever you have to do. Just I want it to match up.
Hold on to your
for the super chat, though.
Also, too, for everybody who's watching, if you got mates that enjoy Tottenham Spurs content, make sure to share the video with them as well, so that you can share the joy that is the Irish Hotspur with everybody that you love.
100%. Absolutely love that.
Don't be stingy with the Irish Hotspur.
Or hate. Yeah.
100%. Absolutely love it. Lads, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, look, he's trying to pull out his best Jose, his best Sir Alex. He's trying to play a bit of mind games in the press. I thought he was being cheeky. All he ended up doing was looking like Randall out of recess. The press asked him, basically, they said to him, who's going to play in goals, David De Gea or Henderson? And he was, I don't know. I'm going to keep it a secret. But lads, who do you want to see in goals for United? To start with Danny and go around the panel again.
I want to see De Gea because he makes more mistakes. I want to see De Gea. I want to see De Gea in goal because I think he'll make more mistakes than Henderson will. And do you know why? Do you know why? I was thinking this today, right? I was thinking, we've been linked with Henderson, obviously, right? And it's one of those games where he puts him in and he just puts in the performance of a lifetime and just stops everything we throw at them. And it just shows why we actually want this player. And then for me, I would rather see De Gea in goal because I don't want them to win.
100%. Will.
For me, it doesn't matter. It could be Prime Buffon back there with Son and Kane up front in form. It doesn't matter.
Love it.
True. Doesn't matter. It's true.
Kane.
Yeah. No, that's a fair point.
We've got Kane. Yeah.
Fair play, fair play. Mr. Edmondson here, he says, big up to the 1.74k subscribers now. Fantastic. Come on, you Spurs. Absolutely love it. Let's get to 1.75k. Let's absolutely smash it.
Decimal point needs to go over 2 spaces.
Huh? Yeah, 100%. 100%, lad. I fully agree, lad. Fully agree. But lads, look, we're unbeaten in 20. United are actually unbeaten in 22.
Yeah.
No, go on.
No, I was going to say. Oh, you said we're unbeaten in 20 odd games.
Yeah.
I'm like, bloody hell! I must have missed that.
I thought it was Christmas. Sorry, my mistake, lad. How dare I? I was just trying to bring a bit of excitement. No, United have been unbeaten in 22 away games in the Premier League, stretching back to January 2020. Do you think they're coming here full of confidence? Plus, they owe us one.
They've drawn a lot, haven't they?
Yeah, they've drawn a lot. They've drawn. What was the lot? Do you know the stats, David, for the last 10 games they've had away from home?
6 draws, isn't it? Something stupid like that.
6 draws. I think it's 6 draws. They had 6 draws, 3 wins, and I think was it
4? Yeah, 4 wins and 6 draws. I think something like that.
Yeah,
or
something
or
like
in the
that,
last 9, I think it's 6 draws, 3 wins.
Yeah,
something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like that.
So that they are drawing a lot, and yeah.
Do you think they're coming here full of confidence, though? Do you think they're going to come here with confidence, especially being up for bonus one after 6-1?
I don't know, though. I was watching Bob's on another couple other channels today from the Man United fan, Bips and Bob's or something like that.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, yeah.
And he was saying that their attack lately has been pretty poor.
Yeah.
That they haven't really been creating a lot of chances. And so, that may be to our favor right now with the shambles that our defense is in.
I want to add something to that. Everyone gets up for a Tottenham game. Every opponent gets up for a Tottenham game. Look at Joel Linton last week.
But they're fighting for their life, though. That's different than somebody who thinks they're.
Yeah, but it's a guy who scored 2 Premier League goals in, was it 50 games or something like that? So
sorry, lad, I just want to bring attention that Dottie thinks this is a pissing contest. I'm sorry if you thought it was a pissing contest, lad. You tuned into the wrong channel.
What did you say? You're full what?
What did he say?
Well, I'm full of wind. He says he played men's Prem local at 15. Look, I think we all played senior at 15, 16. But look, I think Dottie wants a medal. So look, I'll send it on in the post, lad. But sorry, lads.
It's a Blue Peter badge.
Well, David, see it as a compliment. Obviously his life's lacking. He's had to come onto your channel to just complete his life. So I'll turn around and say thank you. Thank you for coming on.
What I want to know is
allowing us to complete your life.
What I want to know is how much is the rent in your head, because you're giving it to David for free right now.
No, 100%. Absolutely love it, lads. Love it. But lads, key players to look out for tomorrow. It's look for me, Kane for Tottenham, Fernandes for United. They're key to both teams winning this game tomorrow. Look, lads, Fernandes hasn't been on form of late. But how do we stop him? Because we know players that aren't on form turn up against Tottenham. So how do we stop Bruno?
Who wants to go?
I think obviously and Dembele and more importantly Pierre needs to have a good game.
You're not gonna like it though.
Yeah. I mean, we can bring Winks. No, we can't bring Winks on. No, Pierre needs to have a good game, and Pierre, I think he's pretty good at nullifying any form of problems that are coming from midfield. And like I say, if the fullbacks are going to be bombing on a bit, certainly Reguilon's going to bomb on. Then Pierre needs to do his job, and I think him and. I think he'll do all right against Bruno. He's been a bit off the boil recently, hasn't he?
Would you man mark him, Bob?
He's a bit indifferent.
Someone on a man marking mission.
We're losing a player then, aren't we? If we're playing with just the 2 in the pivot, and we'll put Bruno as a man. Pierre as a man marker. Then we're just leaving Dembele by himself. I've got confidence in the 2 guys there to nullify any problems that Bruno might create. It's a space in between. It depends how much space we're leaving between the defence and the pivot, isn't it? That's where Bruno's is most dangerous, especially with the pace he's got either side, depending if they play Rashford and Greenwood, because them 2 are one of the most paciest players that Man United got. So I wouldn't mind man marking, but I've got confidence that they'll stop. They need to stop, not to stop Bruno in essence, but they need to stop his his passing and cut it off before it gets to the danger area. Which that's it. So I've got confidence in our lads. Famous fucking last words.
I mean, if you're going to go on a man marking mission, what you do is you play Lamella in next to Højbjerg in the double pivot and have Ndombele playing the number 10.
I was going to say.
And I would say you just have Lamella just step on his toes until he gets a yellow card and then sub him out, right? I mean, just completely frustrate the snot out of him, you know?
Yeah. Danny?
Do everything but get a red card.
If he gets a red card, I can see you going full red, Will. Full red.
I'm already halfway there. He doesn't need to get me all the way there.
Danny?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with what Bobby said. To be honest, I'll just echo what you were saying. I think you can't really man mark him. You just got to play. Do you know what it is? I think you just got to play as a team. They just got to play as a team.
Yeah.
They play as a unit. They'll stop them playing the way that they want to play. Yeah. And I think we've seen this. I think lately as well, we haven't seen Tottenham play as a team. We've seen individuals trying to play, and that's the problem. We've seen one person giving their all, and then the other one's not doing their job, and they all have to be singing on the same hymn sheet tomorrow. They all need to be giving 100%, playing for the badge, giving they want to go home aching, muscles aching. They want to go home sweating, and they want to go home with their fucking 3 points tomorrow and say, I've deserved my paycheck this week because I've actually given my all to play as a team.
100%.
So that's the only way I can see us nullifying them tomorrow. It is by playing as a team.
To be honest with you, I can't even believe we have to talk about playing as a team because, to be honest, I always grew up as that being one of the basics. In football, everyone playing for the team, everyone running for each other, this, that, and the other. Can't even believe we have to sit here and talk about. Kev Williams says, I felt sick with the Kane announcement today. Look, man, I think we all did.
Yeah.
I think my stomach fell out my arse, to be honest with you. I was gutted by it, and I think with how loud it's coming out, I'm a bit nervous. The Americanca says, I don't want him to leave, but he deserves better. No, 100%. We all agree with you. He fully deserves better. Look, we have over 100 and we have 130 people watching, lads. Get your super chats in. The chat is absolutely flying as we're burning the ears off each other and you guys here with our conversation. No. Brandon, sorry, 1 second. Brandon Victor Dixon is in the house. Big up, Brandon, absolute legend. He says, I don't know. Jose might have Pierre mark him out of the game. Likely, he likes to do that. Great to see the channels growing, boys. Big up, Brandon. Thank you so much for checking in. I'm not just me, but all of us here. You know what I mean? With the channels and everything else. You're an absolute legend, giving up your time and everything else. You're a hero, and I love power, my man. Absolutely love power.
Can I just add something? Yeah. Sorry, what Kev Williams just said before, right, with that statement? I want to say, don't believe what you see in the media unless you see what Alistair Gold, the GOAT, says. You follow him on Twitter, and you listen to what his news is, because he's got people inside the club, and he's the best Spurs news correspondent there is. So if you want to believe anyone, believe what he says. Watch his videos on YouTube, follow him, because that's who you need to believe. Don't believe Sky Sports. Sky Sports, the Daily Mail, all the UK papers, all these papers, don't believe them. Just listen to what Ali Gold says, and then you'll have a bit of a better feeling about the Kane situation and all our players.
No, look, don't listen to Ali Gold. Listen to the Irish Hotspur. That's what we're here for, guys. That's what we're here for. No, but look, we're going to ask each one of you. I just want to get your predicted lineup off you. So I'm going to go around each of you. Danny, what would be your ideal 11 going out there tomorrow?
So obviously Lloris in goal. I'd say Aurier right back. I think Toby and Roden for me tomorrow. Reggie as left back. I think you're gonna go double pivot. Ndombele. Oh, funny enough, actually, I was watching. Did you guys watch it on Tottenham away today? You actually pronounced the Ndombele's name as Dombele. You don't pronounce the N. It's just pronounced Dombele, because it's a silent N. And I think that it was one of the Man United fans, he's French, and he was saying that there's a lot of silent N's in a lot of their names. So he said that's how you actually pronounce it. It's actually pronounced Dombele. So, yeah, that's the correct way of saying it.
Anyway. He's Ndombele to me. Bad boy.
Bad boy, yeah, that's how you say it. Ndombula. Yeah, so I'm going to go Ndombula in the middle with Pierre. And then on the right, I would actually like to see Bergwijn start, but I don't think he will. So I'm going to go with probably Lamela and Lucas and Son and Kane. That's what I think is going to happen. But I would prefer to see Bergwijn start tomorrow, because I think he'll track back more than Lamela would. Lamela will get in their faces, so it's a bit of a debate of who you think will do a better job on tracking back, helping Ori out, or if Lamela starts, and he might get in Shaw's face more and stop him playing a bit. But yeah, I think I'm going to go with what I think will happen, which is Lamela, I think, on the right.
Yeah. And we'll go to Bob, and then we'll go back to Will. I think Will might be having a bit.
I'm here. For some reason, my cam disappeared. But
Take your time. We'll go to
Jose
Bob.
Mourinho.
You can get your camera back up and running. Bob, what would you be your starting 11 tomorrow, lad?
I'm going exactly what Danny says, but apart from Lamela possibly starting, I think he's going to start with Bergwijn. Don't know why. I just think he's going to start with Bergwijn. Yeah.
I hope he does. I really hope he does.
Yeah.
I don't know why, Bob, but as soon as you mentioned that on Matty's stream, by the way, actually, a great stream. I turned it in. I had great crack.
Brilliant.
Get over and check out Matty Hayes.
Short and sweet, though, but it's good, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was. But as soon as you said Bergwijn, I don't know why, I just got that feeling. I was sitting there and it's like, hey, he's right. He's probably right, you know. And it kills me. It kills me. But look, my predicted 11 would be, you know, obviously Hugo and goal, Roden, Toby, centre back, right back, Courier, left back, Reguilon. Partnership in midfield of Ndombele and Højbjerg, Lucas Moura number 10, Kane up top, Son out on the left. I'm gonna go with Lo Celso on the right, lads. And the reason why I say Lo Celso out on the right is because I do think Mourinho likes Lo Celso. And for me, you know, he can make them passes for Son coming in the back post. He can get players in behind. If he can pick up the ball, he gets back. He works hard as well, and he gets stuck in. So I think.
Can I interrupt you, David, for a sec?
Yeah,
I would agree with you if it was Lo Celso match fit and on form, but he's not. He's just come back from an injury, and that's the only reason why I wouldn't pick Lo Celso on the right, because I know he can do a job there. We've all seen it. We've all seen what he can do. But I just think right now he's not that player yet.
Yeah. No. That's fair enough. Me, look, I do think it'll be a toss up between Lamela and Lo Celso. I'm just going to go with Lo Celso because I think he's better on the ball, and I do think we will need that against United. Will, look, you haven't got the camera back up and running, but you're still there. Do you want to give us your predicted 11, my man?
Yeah, I mean, my predicted 11 is starting with Lloris. Then we have Toby and Joe Roden in the back. Then we've got Reguilon and Aurier. Then I'd have to say in the midfield, I just go with the normal Ndombele, Lucas Moura, and Højbjerg. And then I'm gonna go for Bale. I think we need it. I think we need the magic that he can provide. And I know that he's not somebody you can trust, but the quality's there, and I think we're going to need it tomorrow. So,
yeah. That
a little better, mate.
Yeah. No. That's fair enough. Lads, I'm going to get your predicted your score predictions off you, and then I'm going to give you each a chance then to plug where everybody can find you. Then we're going to end it there. But look, there's 117 people watching there. And, if you've really enjoyed the stream and everything else, get your super chats in, show your appreciation. It really does help this channel grow. It helps me bring in more and more content, and helps me get towards my goal of, becoming a full-time Spurs content creator. And only you guys, the Harris Army, can do that with your super chats. You've been brilliant so far, but just keep it going. Also, grab a channel membership if you want. But, Danny, we'll go with you. We'll get your score prediction, man.
So my heart says 2-1 to Tottenham, but I'm going to go with what my head says, which is 1-1, because I think that's what the score will be. So I'm going to go 1-1.
1-1. Will?
3-1 is my score prediction.
3-1. Bob?
Dave, I've spoken a couple of times. I've gone for 2-1 all week, mate, so I'm going to stick with that. Harry Kane double dodgy penalty to Man United.
Yeah, I love it. Love it. Look, for me, I'm going to go 2-1 as well. I agree with you. I do think it's going to be tight, fair. I do think we'll nick it. I do think we will end up causing a mistake, whether it be a penalty or Sanchez letting the ball drop in over his head when he doesn't know where it is. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go 2-1 Tottenham. But Danny, why don't you tell everyone where they can find you and let them know what to expect of you in the future?
Yeah, so you can find me at Twitter. It's just Danny Kiriakou, so it's exactly how the name's spelt. Yeah, I've got a channel coming up in the next couple months, hopefully. We're just doing the foundation, so we're going to do a bit of a football generalization channel, and we're going to do a bit of it's going to be a bit of funny twist to it. So there's going to be a lot of comedy on it, and we've got fans from all over, all different leagues and all different rival fans, and we've got a lot of different content and stuff coming out. So just stay tuned with that because it will be there soon. It will be there soon, guys.
Nice.
100%, Dan. Anyone who wants to find Danny, the link for his Twitter and his Twitter account is in the description below. Will, why don't you, for the second time today, you've been lucky, man. You're getting a privilege, you're getting a special perk today from the Irish Hotspur. I'll let you go a second time.
No, I mean, and just for the Smasher too, thanks for having me on his first kind of stream. It was just a fun thing. We just answered a couple questions. So if you guys, want to see his kind of stuff, if you live in Norway and stuff like that, go ahead and head over and check that out. When he gets things settled and he gets stuff out, he's gonna have to do that. And I just want to say to Kevin Chang, 안녕하세요. 여기 와서 구독했으면 감사합니다. I said thanks for coming here and subscribing in Korean. So
big up Will, the Korean correspondent.
Showing off.
It's like I'm telling you, and then my camera just overheated. I'm telling you, I'm doing this too much now. That's the first time my camera's ever overheated. And
but we better end it off soon, so that we can get it cooled down, lad, for your stream tonight. I don't want everyone blaming me for your camera burning up, lad. But honestly, everyone get over, check out Will Stewart. Honestly, I can't recommend it enough. He's absolutely flying through the subscribers at the minute. There's no stopping him. But keep it up, Will. Keep up the good work. Bobby, why don't you let everyone know where we can find you, lad?
Yeah, bobspur TV. I don't say bobspur Junior. Bobspur TV, just doing all things relating to Spurs. I'm doing currently a show called Who Are Ya? Which is basically getting all the Spurs family on board. Danny's been on it, absolutely enjoyed it. I know Dave, you're coming on it. I've got the likes of Ben, Sim, quite a few people. Josh Debate's going to be coming on it as well. Will, I'd love you to be on it as well, matey. It's just basically 15 minutes of your time. I've had Shy today, so yeah, I'm gonna. It's just something different, just something to have a laugh. It's not necessarily football related. It's more about you, so the people can get to know you, because we are, as cheesy as it sounds, we are a nice big YouTube Spurs family. We're all there to help each other out, and I don't think the guys in the chat quite realise how close we really are. It's not for the camera. We really do get on, and so just want to promote that.
I call it the THFCYT family.
Oh yeah.
THFCYT family.
Yes, mate.
Do you know what this comment is about from Trey from Tottenham away?
I don't.
No. Yeah, I was just trying to find out.
I don't even know who Tommy is.
Fit to home.
Yeah.
Spurs Zone TV.
Spurs Zone TV. Oh dear.
No, he was on live earlier.
He was on live earlier.
No, mate, I don't have his address, unfortunately.
I don't.
Oh shit! Right, I'll give Shy a call as soon as I get off. So
look, lads, we're going to end it here. Yeah. Everybody, Bob, if you have to go to get a hold of Trey,
I'll do that, mate. I'll quickly give him a call. All right,
check out bobspur TV, the Who Are You segment. I absolutely love it. He's firmly cementing his place in the YouTube football content world. And big up bobspur. Everybody get over checking out. Well, look, lads, we're going to end it off here. I want to say thank you so much to you guys for giving up your time, the panel. I really do appreciate it. I also want to say a massive thank you to all the super chatters throughout the stream, throughout the week, since the YouTube journey. I really do appreciate it. A massive thank you to all the channel members as well, and a massive thank you to you, the Harris Army, and anyone else for tuning in. make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you smash the subscribe button on the channel if you're new. Put your comments in the comment section when the video ends. Let me know your thoughts on the show and your thoughts on what we've discussed. Everything like that, it really does help with the YouTube algorithm. You know what I mean? But look, we're going to end it there. Yeah. Take care of yourselves. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.